the myth of the Second Amendment, the freedom. It's a myth, it's a joke.
San Antonio Spurs head coach Gregg Popovich made some controversial anti-Second Amendment statements during a pregame press conference on Sunday. He voiced his opinion on the Second Amendment, stating he believes the notion of freedom associated with the Second Amendment is a myth.
On the way, it goes through my mind that I hope they're going to be okay. And most of you in this room, when we were in school, we worried if Nancy would dance with us on Friday after the football game or something. That was our anxiety. But they're going to cloak all this stuff, the myth of the Second Amendment, the freedom. It's a myth, it's a joke. It's just a game they play. That's freedom.
In addition, he criticized Senator Ted Cruz, a Republican of Texas, for wanting to increase the number of armed resource officers in schools for classroom defense. Popovich asked if freedom really means going to school in fear.
Is it freedom for kids to go to school and try to socialize and try to learn and be scared to death that they might die that day?
And went on to criticize Senator Cruz's plan to use federal funding to double the number of cops in schools. He questioned whether this move would actually create a safe environment and questioned whether this was truly freedom.
But Ted Cruz will fix him because he's going to double the number of cops in the schools. That's what he wants to do. Well, that'll create a great environment. Is that freedom?
While Popovich talked down on adding more resource officers to protect kids, he did not specify the number of armed officers and security personnel present at NBA games and press conferences to ensure the safety of players and audience members alike. The San Antonio Spurs head coach also expressed his discontent toward members of Congress whose Christmas cards featured them holding guns, such as the AR-15, with their families.
Or is it freedom to have a congressman who can make a postcard with all his family holding rifles, including the AR-15 or whatever? Is that cool? Is that like street cred for a Republican? That's freedom? That's more important than protecting the kids? I don't get it.
Later, he inaccurately accused the Republican lawmakers of not voting for laws that most of the public agrees with, which is false, while using the emotional argument of, well, if it only saves one kid's life, without mentioning the over 500,000 to 2 million times per year that guns are used in self-defense.
You'd like to get each one of them in a room, just one by one, and say, what's more important to you? If you could vote for some good gun safety laws that most of the public agrees to, would you do that if it saved one kid? Or is your job and your money so important to you that you would say, screw the kid?
He also criticized the Tennessee House for stripping 2 black Democrat lawmakers of their committee assignments for violation of House rules of decorum for using a bullhorn on the House floor, speaking without being recognized, and leading a protest calling for gun restrictions.
And those 2 black guys in Tennessee, eloquent as they were, get expelled because they wanted to help the kids get gun legislation. We got a problem. We got a problem. Because that's not a country that you can be proud of.
Subscribe to our channel because we the people are endowed by our Creator with these unalienable rights: life, liberty, and guns.